Welcome, everybody, on my beach. Isn't it nice? I thought I'd do something different this time. Not what's face, but it's the vacation season. And I hope you guys get to go to some nice places, as I do, very soon. Sorry for the slight delay of 12 minutes, but I couldn't get my overlay program to work. I still didn't get it to work, so I figured out a different way. Otherwise, you guys would have waited way longer. As always, I have a massive delay in chat. So, who do we have here? Beachy, Adrian, Annie, Audrey, Brenda Bella, Craftastic, Donna, Jen, Catherine C, Kim, Kiwi. Kiwi, you changed your profile picture. Almost did not recognize you. Christy, Maria, None Your Business, Penny, Pepperpot, Scorpions, Sharon, Sleepless, Sugar Bee, Tumbleweed, You're My Sunshine, and everybody else who I forgot. So, you're glad you made a life. I didn't plan on this live stream, to be honest. But I just wanted to show you something. You all know this, and I'll share my screen in a second. You all know this picture that's circulating on the internet of the tire tracks in the, I gotta put my headphones in real quick, of the tire tracks in the backyard or back garden or construction site of the Watts house. Oh, Pepperpot, I'm doing good. I did, everything went well. For the people who ask, because of Friday, get my results on Monday, so tomorrow. They don't give the results right away. Doctor said if they find something that's concerning, they're gonna call me on Monday. If they don't find anything that's concerning, then my doctor will get a little note, and that's about it. So, yeah, just let's wait and see. Yeah, so that little image I'm going to show you in a second. I was under the impression that this was something that was taken out of the discovery. And I was having a little conversation with Dawn the other day, and we tried to figure out, or not really figure out, but we wanted to match Miss NK's tire tracks somehow with special programs to the tire tracks in the back. And then we noticed something was weirdo kind of thing. And we couldn't proceed. My mods know what's coming because we had a little StreamYard pillow battle going on. My Minnie Mouse shirt. Mickey Mouse it is. Yeah, I love Mickey Mouse. So we couldn't proceed. And then I thought, I'm going to show you what it actually is, right? So I was dumbfounded too, because I thought this is the real deal, you know. Doesn't say, you know, I mean, it doesn't change my mind of them being taken or her being taken out of the back. But this is obviously not what it seems to be. After I'm going to show you this, I still owe you a little read through the discovery. So I thought I'm going to be doing this. Next week, Saturday, just to give you a little heads up on what's to come, next week, Saturday, I'll be going through with the things we know now. We look different at the case, right? So what we're going to do next week is we're going to go through all of Rook's statements, all his press release, everything he'd ever told in the sentencing hearing, everything he ever told on various news channels. So you can make up your mind on, yeah, just basically showing you how he lied and put that case to rest. All right, I'm going to stop my camera to share my screen. The Wisconsin interview, no, I'm not going to be showing that anymore. I think we all listened and watched this to death. All right, I hope you guys can see now. I'm using Keynote. Hold on, give me one sec. I'm obviously not prepared again. Here you go. As I said, delay on the chat, so bear with me. All right, you guys know, make it a little bit bigger for you. You guys know this image, right? This is the image that's circulating on the internet showing tire tracks. We always thought this is Nate's house or Betty's house, and this is the Watts house, right? So what Don and I were doing is we compared the distance from that Mickey Mouse window to where she possibly could have been taken out of the back, right? Okay, now let me show you this. Then we saw that this image does not match either side of their back garden. This house you see here does not match Betty's house at all. Windows are here. Betty has no side windows at all. The porch is different. How can I do this with that freaking program? As you can see, the porch is different. The fence itself has 3 posts. This one has 4 posts. And also here you see soil, sandy surface, and the Watts house all the way through the neighborhood houses has gravel, right? So what I saw on body cam as well is the 4th post you can see here is behind that gravel. When we watch, I'm not going to show the body cam because then I get flagged by that lasso group again. But if you guys go back to the body cam when Coonrod first arrived, and he goes around the house, checking all the basement windows and stuff, goes around the house, goes up the back porch, you see that at the time of, basically on the day on the 13th, that already was gravel. So no soil. This house, Betty's house, does not match. Then we compare Nate's house. Nate's house also does not match. This is not Nate's house. So wherever this is, and I believe this is taken at an earlier date, or maybe probably were somehow taken off one of Shanann's videos, probably. But this is definitely not taken on the day or the day after, right? Here you can see some wood still laying around, construction sidewise. And we also checked the surrounding houses that were not sold yet, and nothing does match this house. So where this picture came from, I have no clue. It's definitely not the Watts house in the background. That doesn't mean that we don't believe that she was taken out the back, right? I just wanted to show you this because so much bullcrap is circulating. So this has nothing to do with the Watts house. Neither Nate's nor, where is it, Betty's house match. 3 posts. Here you have 4 posts. The house color is different. This is, I would say, a light gray to bluish house color, and both Betty's is like a beigey, and Nate's, I would say, is beige greenish, light green. So this is not the back of the Watts house. I'm going to show you also the body cam of Sergeant Bakes and Officer James real quick, because there you can see it, and it's not so visible when Coonrod arrives, but it is visible when Bakes and James arrive. Yeah, hold on, give me a sec. So I'm gonna go back. I'm not showing the whole thing, it's boring. We saw it already thousands of times, but I just wanted to show you that when they go in the backyard, that it doesn't match. It does not match to the surrounding houses either, and they had gravel. As you can see here on top, it gives the timestamp or the date stamp of August the 13th, Officer James body cam. And when they go out there, you see it's already gravel. Okay, just let that run through real quick.
Come on. Jump down in the window well. Window. First, they think he's diabetic. I'll put him out. He showed up. I told him if they get her at home. I'm trying to get the garage door open.
So as you can see here in the corner, this is not soil. This is gravel already.
So that didn't work. The one, the button thing doesn't work. Garage door's going to shut down. He came home and let me in.
What doesn't work? The garage door opener?
He said the password on the outside, that those one doesn't work.
Can you close it from the outside? Well,
See, maybe they go a little closer. But this is like as far as you can see concerning that body cam footage. Here a little bit you can see it's gravel. But you best watch Coonrod's. Maybe you can see it clearer. I'm not gonna play Coonrod's though. Yeah. So we don't need that anymore. So this is, you want to see it clearer, Penny? I can pull it up again real quick for everyone who's just joining. That doesn't mean that this picture wasn't taken in the area somewhere. It wasn't just, it's just not the Watts house. Here again. This is the picture, the image we all know from and also, this is definitely some sort of a construction site, because there's still wood or bars or wooden bars laying around, and this looks unfinished to me. So maybe that's an older picture, but somewhere in the neighborhood probably, but this is not the back of the Watts house. So here you see the neighboring, and I flipped it and everything, it still doesn't match. And this is Betty's house, as you can see, doesn't match. And this is Nate's. The windows are different. The color of the house is different. And he has his porch like right there. right there, and this doesn't have a porch right there connected to the left. To the left, it has the porch connected to the right. Maybe the Watts house is further down here or further down here. Who knows? But this is definitely not, at least not taken at that time and date. Alrighty. Okay. Let me just read up a little bit on chat real quick. The sky looks different, I would assume. Soon, Donna. Whenever he's ready. Dieter. Yeah, I don't know. I have my opinion about Dieter. Don't want to sound cruel. No, I do not watch her. There's a video with Shanann where you can see that wood or pipes laying back there, but the fence looks different. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, you know, maybe it's an earlier date, but this is definitely not August the 13th. So we thought we have a little thingy we can go on, you know, as far as Don's and 3D stuff going, and maybe he find a way to compare those tires to the tire tracks, but obviously we had to stop because that's not gonna happen. It's just simply not that day that this picture was taken. Yeah, this is I was told in the start that when I first came across that picture, I was told that this was actually a video of the discovery and it was deleted out of the digital discovery. But I have no evidence of anything being deleted of that sort. So I think somebody just took that picture out of a video, and this is my opinion, or, you know, at some place, and yeah, to just spread rumors or whatnot. I don't know. I really don't know. No place said either. Yeah, exactly. It looks different, totally different. We call them cookie cutter homes. They all look alike. Yeah. Yeah. Work process of elimination, right? And this is what we find quite a lot in this case at the moment, that not, I wouldn't say have to backpedal, but you know, we just gotta stay to the facts. And as much as I want this to be true, and as much as others want this to be true, it's just not true. And we have to stay to the facts. And some stuff like this, I didn't even look at the details. I only found out like 2 or 3 days ago that this is not the backyard. Or at least not, it might be the neighborhood, but at least not at that time and date. Teacher saying there weren't actually any tire tracks out back the Watts house. Yes. Actually, I can, you know, like 50 people just joined. Donna, I'm not promoting anyone. Just saying, if you're happy to watch, then watch. But I'm not promoting anyone here. Maybe I just can go through that real quick again. I have bad experiences with promoting people, so I'm not doing it. This is what I'm saying is, you know, see the gravel, and this is soil. Then they have 4 posts. This is 4 posts here, 3 posts here. House looks, how do I get this here a little bit bigger? House looks different. This is not Betty's house. The windows are different. The color is different. The whole arches and everything is different. And then you have, yeah, we just got to stay to the facts, you know. Would be hindering if we, you know, put something out there and in the end it's not true. This is Nate's house and this doesn't match Nate's house either. So what I did, but I cannot get this program to work for some reason, I did a flip. I flipped this and compared it to those 2 pictures as well. And I did an overlay. So none of these are matching. Yeah, if that answers your question. Yes, that's what I think too. I mean, it was taken earlier, way earlier, in my opinion. But I guess we'll never know. So anyways, this would hinder any common sense or the, you know, if you look at the case investigative wise. So I totally, completely disregard that picture as old and doesn't fit. Could that be the house besides Nate's patio? Yes, it could be. Like I said, it could be anywhere in the neighborhood, but that gravel strip goes along all those houses in the back. So that tells me that this picture was not taken at that time in August. Now you can actually see the back garden with the yellow grass. It's definitely not around the time, right? It's not the Watts house. No. Exactly, Natalie. This picture cannot help us in, you know, it would have been nice because, you know, Dawn looking at it and maybe find something, some way to compare the tire tracks, but it's not possible. It's just not going to happen. And like I said, we got to stay to the facts. So, yeah. Alrighty. We're gonna start off with the discovery. Yeah, that was basically it on that picture. I just wanted to show you that. We're gonna start off in the discovery debunked. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe this person who put that out there had no bad intentions, you know, but it's circulating quite a while. And creators and people in Facebook groups and stuff think that this is actually that picture, but it's not. So I felt the need to clear that up. And as long as nobody can prove me wrong, to me, it's not the Watts house. All right. We stopped with the discovery at page 47. So we're going to go on with page 48. Going to share my screen. Yes, only Chris and NK, I believe, know for sure what exactly went down that night. Yep, absolutely. And neither of them talk, so. It's hard to get something out of this guy. But that doesn't mean he might not be talking in the future. All right. I'm going to put my reading glasses on. Ever since I had COVID, it's like I can't even see anything. So, all right. So we're at supplemental report number 16. I hope you guys can see all that. That's Officer Andrew Fairbanks. And to say something up front, the date the report was filed does not mean that it's the date reported. So here, for example, you see the date filed at the 17th of August, but the actual event happened on August the 15th at 4 p.m. So always, don't get confused when they give a different date in their reports than the actual incident. All right, on August the 15th at 4 p.m., I went to the area of Windham Hill Parkway, just west of Aggregate Boulevard. My assignment at this position was to hand out flyers to motorists entering the neighborhood. I also requested anyone with a home security camera system to provide their contact information to be passed on to investigators. I remained at this position until about 5:45 when I was advised by Sergeant Bakes to clear this assignment. So they called him back, taking out flyers. And if I remember right, Sergeant Bakes then took over to get all the camera footage. So, yeah. Supplemental Report 17, Officer Bradley Davis. On the 17th of August at 8:16, I, Officer Brad Davis, was dispatched to contact Taylor Welch regarding this case. I spoke to Taylor via phone. This is the interview of the recent, no, not the recent, one of Shanann's friends, as well as her babysitter, Taylor. Remember, I uploaded that interview and I let it run all the way through, even though the interview wasn't from Taylor, it was from McKenna. But yeah, so this girl we saw crying in the start of the interview is Taylor. Taylor stated she is a friend of Shanann and her family. Taylor advised me she occasionally babysat for Celeste and Bella, and that she was a good friend of Shanann. Taylor stated she was helping plan a gender reveal party for Shanann's unborn baby. The party was scheduled on the 19th of August. Taylor stated Nicole Udoft, that's N.A., she changed her name or got married or whatnot, informed her on the 8th of August the gender reveal party would need to be cancelled. Taylor stated she initiated a text conversation with Shanann regarding the cancellation of the party. Taylor thought the text conversation may be relevant to this case. The following is a reproduction of the text conversation that began on August the 8th at 8:39 hours. Taylor, Nikki just told me you want to cancel the gender reveal. What's going on? Is everything okay? Shanann, Chris said we're not compatible anymore. Taylor, I just landed in Chicago, like still on the airplane. Taylor, oh my God, what? Shanann, he said we're not compatible anymore. He refused to hug me, said he thought another baby would fix his feelings, said he refused couples counseling. Shanann, before I left, he could get enough of each other. Taylor, what the hell changed in 6 weeks? Shanann, he said he had a lot of time to think. Taylor, I'm sorry, I don't even know what to say. Girl, me either. Taylor, we will get together when I get home. Shanann, I've cried myself to sleep for over a week now. Okay, honey, have a great time. Taylor, I'm here for you and whatever you need. I love you. Shanann, love you more. Thank you, love. The following is a reproduction of the text conversations that began on August the 9th at 6:20 p.m. Shanann, next Friday, I think, the 17th. Could you help with kids for a few hours? Taylor, I have to work both of my jobs. I'm sorry, what's going on? Shanann, we're trying to leave for weekend. Friends who's staying weekend can't be here till after 7. Taylor, oh, sorry, I work 7 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. You and Chris? The text thread ended with the following text that appears to be on the 13th of August at 5:26 from Taylor to Shanann. Are you and the girls okay? A copy of the text read, screenshots will be included in the case file. I advise Taylor that investigators will contact her with any further questions. Nothing further at this time. Officer Brad Davis, Frederick Police Department. So that was her interview. And as we know in the discovery further down, when we ever get there, we will see, or you can even watch that in the timeline of death I uploaded. On the 8th, they were talking, or NA was talking about she needs to cancel the gender reveal party, right? But we all know that they actually made up that night, right? Because Shanann is telling, who was it? I can't remember. Someone of her friends. Oh, we had the best talk ever, and he agreed to couples counseling. And she left him a letter and ordered that book, and so on and so on. So we cannot really know what's going on with them. I have the impression that Shanann, spoke like this to one person and spoke a different way to another person. But we'll find that out as we go along with the discovery. So here's just, and as I always tell you guys, always look in the little handwritten notes, because sometimes stuff in the from the handwritten notes do not appear in their actual reports. So this is just her, everything's blacked out. She babysat, talked to Shanann on Friday, text conversations, and so on and so on. Nikki, gender reveal party planned for Sunday. Brad Davis. And then here they have their text conversations. So on the 8th, and we know that they made up, right? And they agreed to go away. So Shanann's telling her friends, oh, he agreed to go away with me to Aspen or whatever. Yeah, Aspen. No money, but going to Aspen. Yeah, but that's just me thinking. All right, so on Monday, 5:26, are you and the girls okay? No reply. Then we get to Paul Scarlett's supplemental report, also an officer. And what I found weird is that these reports are coming in one after another, the same date. It's kind of weird to me, but could be nothing. At approximately 10:15 a.m. on August the 14th, 2018, in the town of Frederick, County of Weld, State of Colorado, I received a phone call from Commander Egan with the Frederick Police Department asking if I can come to work to relieve CSO Simmons, currently posted in the Windham Hill subdivision watching a house. So this is the guy who Commander Egan coordinated the surveillance of Chris Watts, as well as this guy knew a lot from very early on. Commander Egan is working for Frederick Police Department. All right, so he's getting called. Scarlett Paul, Mr. Scarlett or Officer Scarlett gets called to relieve Officer Simmons from watching a house. At approximately 12:08 hours, so that was Tuesday, right? And we remember half an hour later, all the dog searchers and all the dog handlers and stuff arrive, right? So when they were in full swing at 12:08, I coded into Weld County Dispatch that I was en route to 2825 Saratoga Trail. At approximately 12:17, I coded into Weld County Dispatch on scene. I met with CSO Simmons, who explained that I was relieving her. Oh, that's a woman, actually, female officer, Mrs. Simmons, relieving her, and to sit in the unmarked silver Caprice facing south on the west side on Steeple Rock Drive, approximately 100 yards north of 2825 Saratoga Trail. Officer Simmons explained that I was to keep a log and document unusual activity. Bushnell binoculars Power 10x25 were used to assist in viewing the house from my position. So they basically had his bum early on, right? They surveillanced him. So, as you can see, August the 14th, very early on, they surveillanced him. So they suspected him. And a little bit later on, you also will see that Commander Egan was the first to dispatch all the people who were surveilling Watts that he might go to NK's address, right? But at that point in time, they did not have his geotab, so his GPS on his truck, and they also did not have his phone in the morning. So I observed the following. Voice to text was used to keep notes on police department issued cell phone, then emailed to my work email. The email was printed and placed in file. Spelling and grammar off due to voice to text inaccuracies on iPhone. Spelling and grammar corrections made, then added to report. 12:23 on scene. 12:28 white car parked out front of 2825 Steeple Rock Drive, facing east. Unknown license plate, left northbound Steeple Rock Drive. 12:39 observe white four-door SUV type vehicle return to 2825 Steeple Rock Drive. Did not see occupants get out. 2:15 relieved for a restroom break. 2:20 to return to post. Now listen closely to this. 2:57 garage door at 2825 Steeple Rock Drive. Can see white Lexus in the garage. Observed white male, short dark hair with beard, gray shirt and black shorts, walk from the front passenger side to the rear of the white Lexus, unknown license plate, opened the back hatch and placed what appeared to be a square bag with pink flowers with white behind the flowers into the back of the SUV. Then proceeded to grab a cloth-like item already in the back of the SUV and placed it into the bag. The male then closed the hatch and walked back to the right side, passenger side, of the SUV, out of sight. Then the garage door closed. Did not see license plate. So, this is where I believe, and I actually prepared something little for you as well. I'm going to show you at a later time because I'm still working on it. I'm lazy. I think I do believe where the girl's clothes went. I think I found something on body cam. But like I said, I always want to be sure before I put something out there. So I have to work on it still. So this is the description at 2:57 while they were searching for Shanann and the girls. He was putting stuff in the Lexus and later on was seen putting stuff from the Lexus into his work truck and vice versa. But we're getting to this. So at 3:17, the garage door reopened, and now he can see the license plate of the Lexus. 5:17, garage door closed. Not 3:17, sorry. 3:22, information on Lexus given to Detective Baumhofer. At 3:29, received call from Commander Egan to return to police department. End of log. So, on August the 15th, 2018, I was asked by Officer Brent Manley to help with an informational checkpoint at Billings Avenue and Aggregate Boulevard. At approximately 4 p.m., I was posted on Billings at Aggregate Boulevard with Officer Ken Dahl, passing out flyers to all passerbys asking if they knew the person in the flyer, knew anybody that knew the people in the flyer, or had cameras on their home. Individuals indicated they knew or had cameras were asked to pull off and speak to Officer Dahl. See Officer Dahl's report. At approximately 6 p.m., Officer Manley had me returned back to the Frederick Police Department. And as you can see, that report was filed on August the 30th, so more than 2 weeks or 2 weeks after the fact. Would have helped if he would have, okay, he provided all the information on the Lexus to Detective Baumhofer at 3:22 as it happened, basically, right? So, not sure what's going on and why Baumhofer didn't, take that Lexus or his work truck apart. Alrighty, let's go further. So that's also Scarlett. This is the voice to text he puts on his phone. That's interesting. So we have a whole, I love Officer Scarlett. He's good. All right, let's do this. Maybe he missed something he did not put in his written report. So this is basically he said he's using voice to text to his email, which is this log. So from Paul Scarlett, Tuesday, August the 14th at 4:25 p.m. to Paul Scarlett, so to himself. And he puts that in evidence. So 12:23 on scene, 12:28, white car parked out front, unknown license plate. Left southbound. Who was that? An A. That was an A. We see her. I believe Dave made a video on that where you can see her driving past, where she was supposed to get Nate's phone number, I believe. Then 12:30, black truck stopped southbound Steeple Rock, then activated light blinker, made right turn. Don't believe that this has anything to do with it. Same truck above came back around, stopped to pet dog, to white occupants. One appeared to be a male driver, female passenger. Stop at stop sign, make left on Saratoga Trail. Black truck, all right. 12:34, appears to be more new crew 1, whatever that means, and a blue shirt guy, female, carrying camera in purple shirt, tan hat, appeared talking with Officer Paris. So I guess that was the news crews, or, with camera, carrying camera and purple t-shirt. Either somebody from the dog search or maybe news crews. All right. Another vehicle, southbound Steeple Rock, west on Saratoga. 12:39, did not observe white 4-door SUV type vehicle. I know exactly what time. 12:48, K9 unit exits home. 12:50, officer's surprise return appeared to be a different K9 unit, both entered home. That was this other guy with the other dog. 12:51, Officer press exit at home. 12:51, news crew departed. So it was a news crew. 12:53, same news crew returned to resident guy wearing baby blue shirt, girl wearing purple shirt. 13:01, K9 and Officer Lines exited home, aisle truck blocking of view. You guys know what he means, right? Because this text, voice to text, this does sometimes mess up. At 1:49, red truck towing a trailer with unknown license plate, has yard maintenance equipment in the trailer, stopped Steeple Rock, made right-hand turn, go in West Saratoga. 2:15, relief for a restroom break. 2:20, return to post. 2:57, garage door opened. White Lexus in the garage, opened back of the Lexus. Put pink bag with pink flowers and white in back of SUV, then puts items already in back of SUV into pink bag. So what he does is he puts a pink bag with flowers and white in back. So the background of that pink bag was white. And then he puts this bag into another bag. All right? Must be something he definitely did not want someone to see. So who puts a bag into another bag and then another bag? Right? That makes no sense. 3 p.m., closed back of SUV, closed garage door, did not get plate of SUV. 3:15, 2 news crews showed up on scene. 3:17, garage door reopened, acquired plate of Lexus 528 CJV. 15:17, garage door closed. 15:22, information on Lexus given to Detective Baumhofer. Then we have Davis again. On the 17th of August at 1:19 p.m., I was dispatched to 2825 Saratoga Trail, Frederick, Colorado, regarding a burglary in progress. The RP stated there were 3 people inside the house and he didn't believe they were supposed to be there. The RP stated there was a camera person and a male in a suit inside the house. So this is friggin' Nate reporting. Oh my goodness gracious. All right. So then when I arrived, I made contact with 5 individuals inside the house. They advised they were part of the defendant's legal team. I identified the following individuals inside the residence: Sylvia Martinez, Richard Eikelenboom, Carla Delgado, Selma Sheffield, James Merson. Merson identified himself as an attorney and provided his credentials. The other individuals were performing a forensic investigation. The Coroner Officer Lambert contacted Weld County DA investigator Kathy Holscher. She advised Officer Lambert the individuals were authorized to be in the residence. All right, so a burglary at 1:19 p.m. Yeah, right, Nate. Right. So his defense was in there. As you guys remember, the crime scene, meaning the house, was released by midnight, even before they got Shanann out of the shallow grave. So this is weird. So a burglary would allow the officers to get the names and contact info of all those people. Yeah, but it obviously wasn't a burglary and they were supposed to be there. So it's fine. Even if, They have their contact information. Why wouldn't they? All right, is that still? No, that's supplement 20 of Officer Ian Albert. All right. We're gonna go through this Davis, Officer Davis stuff again once I prepared that stream on the evidence. It's called Bye Bye Evidence. On August the 14th, 2018, I was assigned as the Public Information Officer, PIO, during the course of this investigation. During that period, I answered numerous phone calls from the media, issued press releases, and conducted 2 separate conferences to disseminate information to the media upon approval of my commanding officers. Additionally, I answered several tips and comments pertaining to this case from the public and maintained an active log of those calls. They are as follows. So these are the calls. Just a second, I have a dry mouth, not because I'm lying, because I'm reading. I'm not TM. So, on the 15th, possible sighting of victim and children at a Sprouts market off of Smoky Hill Road. Well, that was not happening. Then the same date, so this is all on the 15th, isn't it? Yeah, 15th and 16th. All right. Female party from MA called who claimed to be a psychic and foresaw their location being a wooden area near water. Okay. So that wasn't going to happen. Wasn't a wooden area near any water. The only water that's close by is some sort of a ditch. It's actually even called something ditch, if I remember correctly, when we were looking for, a dump site or something back then. All right, then same date, 15th, Sandra, mom of Shanann, called to advise that Shanann and Chris had court coming up on the 24th in WC regarding a family matter. See, so where does this family matter bullshit come from? Right? Where all the people thought that she had an open CPS case? Right? Sandra. So the officer puts that down, a family matter. All right. Contacted by GPD regarding suspected vehicle called into their office in Greeley. Vehicle registered to family in Denver, not associated. Friend of family Sarah Knott called to inform that gender party of Shanann and Chris was canceled recently. Dolores Tremble called, advised possible sighting of victim at the fitness gym. Emily Boyer called, advising that she was receiving strange emails from unknown person claiming to be reporter. Emily lives in Gunnison and advised she has no relation to the case and did not understand why this was occurring. Debbie Moore from Minnesota also received strange emails stating that someone from People magazine want info on the case. Debbie has no affiliation on the matter. No callback requested. Minnesota. Ooh. Possible sighting of victim at restaurant in Cook County, Montana. RP remained anonymous. Montana. Who's from Montana? Cindy DeRosette, friend of Shanann, said to check the trash cans for Thrive wrappers at the house. If there are none, then that would indicate that Shanann had not been at the house because Shanann used it every day religiously. Thrive wrappers. Chris ate that stuff too, right? 16th, and this is very, very important. Very important. Virginia Kinch called to report suspicious white truck seen near Highway 52 at mile marker 3.5 at 1:30 on Monday morning. No identifying information on vehicle, just white truck. So, Virginia, I was told, is a nurse. And she was on her way home from somewhere. And the vehicle she saw, I made a video about that, where exactly it was located. Just check it out. The video is called Witness to Murder. It was like 8 months ago or something. And when you see the location, it's right. It's like a 6-minute drive from the Watts house. Why a 6-minute drive? It's right behind the Watts house, that location, but you have to go around, right? There's no road that's going through or no street that's going through. So you have to go all the way around. That's why it's 6 minutes. It's a little bit weird. And what I always wanted to know, what made her feel that she had to report this? You know, something made that lady so suspicious and so worried that she called in. She was never followed up. Never. Kyle Bounds of Jackson called to inform of suspicious comment made in one of the comment section of CBS News Channel forum related to article reported about Shanann Watts' case. A copy of that log was added to the case file. So we never hear anything about that comment either. Possible witnesses that saw suspicious trucks in the area were never followed up on, ever. To say it with an NK slang, never. All right, so that's his written notes. Information from Sarah, gender reveal party cancellation. So he basically writes everything down, what he already reported. Here, Virginia, Monday, 1:30 a.m., Highway 52, near mile marker 3.25. No callback requested. So I did not see anything that he did not put in his report. Wrong or false reports. Obviously, people going crazy back then. Everybody wanted to help. Normal. So here again, the actual log. But this is nothing other than what he already put in his report. So he did the double work. All right, then Officer Paris. Oh, he's collecting. That was the guy who put in her stuff, her underwear, t-shirt, the sheet, the coroner sheet, and all that stuff. Oh, you guys, have you seen, for everybody who's just joining, have you seen my little video on Weld County? I'm going to play that right now. Yeah, very sad, but true. This is how Weld County is collecting evidence. All right, let's continue with this. So this is Officer Paris Ivan. On the 18th, he puts that report in. So on the 17th of August at approximately 8:41 p.m., I was requested by Detective Baumhofer to transport items of evidence to the Longmont Police Department. Detective Baumhofer handed me 4 brown paper bags that were all sealed with red tape. Marked on the bags were the following: bag, tag number 1, underwear, tag number 1, bag 2, shirt, tag number 2, bag 3, bra, tag number 3, bag 4, sheet, tag number 7. All 4 bags contained Shanann Watt's name on a printed label. And we all saw these pictures, right? So I don't have to pull them up anymore. Oh, God, just sad. I arrived at the Longmont Police Department at approximately 9:02 p.m. It was I just read it out. This is the military this is what we use, like 9:02, 21:02. But I know that some people get confused and don't know what this means, 21:02 hours. So if I miss it, I'm sorry, but I read it as in PM and AM. So for your better understanding. So at 9:02 p.m., I was escorted to the Longmont Police Evidence Room by Officer Jocelyn Plasencia. Plasencia? Yeah. I cut the red tape that was sealing the sheet number 7 bag with my knife. Inside that bag was a white sheet with dirt all over and red stains. Wrapped inside the sheet was a small pile of dirt. The dirt was placed in a separate brown paper bag and marked dirt from sheet number 7. The sheet was placed inside a dry room locker, draping over a rod that was inside the locker. The sheet was tagged number 7 with the case number and locked inside the locker along with the bag of dirt. I then cut the red tape that was sealing the bra, tag number 3, bag with my knife. Inside that bag was a black bra that was covered in dirt. The bra was placed inside a different drying locker on a shelf. The bra was tagged as number 3 along with the case number. I cut the red tape that was sealing the shirt, number 2 bag, with my knife. Inside that bag was a shirt, white on top and purple on the bottom, with what appeared to have a heart logo in the middle of the shirt. The shirt was also covered in dirt. The shirt was placed inside the same drying locker as the bra on a hanger. The shirt was tagged number 2 along with the case number. I cut the red tape that was sealing the underwear, number 1 bag, with my knife. Inside that bag was a blue pair of thong-style underwear that was mostly see-through. The underwear was also covered in dirt. The underwear was placed inside the same drying locker as the shirt and bra on a shelf. The underwear was tagged as number 1 along with the case number. The drying locker containing the bra, shirt, and underwear was locked. The keys to both drying lockers were put inside a cabinet hole that only evidence personnel would have access to. Officer Plasencia, that's a cool name, assisted me through the whole process of placing the items into the drying lockers. Officer Plasencia, if I even spell her name right, I have no clue, assisted me through the whole process of placing. I read that again. Officer Plasencia completed a property and evidence report sheet containing Longmont's case number. So here, that's important. Everybody, so every single authority, Frederick, Longmont, CBI, they all have different case numbers to the evidence and also different tag numbers. And I'm gonna explain that to you when we actually get to the evidence they have taken. It's important to know that, because some people are saying, oh, they left that out, or it's a different case number, or they forgot to log evidence and stuff, but it's not. A copy of the property and evidence report sheet will be added to the case file. Photographs were taken of the items inside the drying lockers and will be submitted into evidence. Video and audio was recorded from the time I arrived at the Longmont Police Department till I finished placing the items of evidence inside the drying lockers. Video will be added to the case file. Is there any one of you in chat who has not seen the actual body cam footage of Officer Paris taking that stuff into evidence? Because if you guys want, I can play that. So put a 1 for yes and a 2 for no, please. I'm gonna look for it now on my computer if I even find it, but I'm sure I have it. Yeah, I have it. So do you guys want to see that? Because there are many people that did not see it actually. So I thought you have not seen it. Okay. Let me just check for a quick minute, how long it is. Then I'm gonna show it. Hold on a sec. It's half an hour long. So, okay, so many have not seen it. You need a refresher. Yeah, I think it would be fair for the new folks to watch it. It's a little bit, I wouldn't say disturbing, but yeah, it's just, if you take emotions out and, then you're gonna be okay. All right, okay, I'm gonna show it. Gonna stop my screen and share a different screen. I think it's important just for completion. We can watch this. I have nothing else to do tonight, so why not? So just want to make sure you guys see that. Alrighty, then let's roll. I'm not gonna comment on this. There's nothing for me to comment, so I just let it run through. Audio will come up in a sec. So he has not turned on his audio on the body cam, but he will be. You guys, I'm gonna turn my microphone off. Can you please let me know if you still hear the video? Thank you. Okay, I have to leave it on then. No plastic with DNA stuff, Rachel.
Oh, sorry.
Plastic is not used when items contain DNA or blood. Always paper.
Sorry, it did open. I thought it was a glitch.
Oh, no, they walk at 9 o'clock.
All right.
Do you know where you're going?
No.
No,
Do you
what
know
do
where
you
the evidence room,
mean?
dry room? To be
Yeah, it's
specific.
downstairs, but let me see if it all sticks to you.
Okay. Yeah, no way I'm not. Fair enough. Thank you.
You're with Frederick?
Yes.
Yes, and this is why he exactly writes in his report, I used my knife to cut that tape. If they find anything that does not belong on those bags, or in that dirt, or they find something, then they can prove, oh, it could have been DNA from him, or from from his knife or whatnot, right? That's why they write everything down in detail, to who had the bags, what was used to cut them open, who was present, who put the stuff in the drying locker, stuff like that. They go into great detail to not contaminate anything. And if it happens that stuff is contaminated, cross-contamination, Mercy, then it's easy to find where it comes from. Okay, I keep quiet now.
Dispatch center, should have someone down.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
Come on. He's waiting to get picked up. There you go.
Well, somebody's going downstairs already. Pretty busy over there, huh? Yeah, yeah. Hey, Jocelyn? Appreciate it. Jocelyn? All right, shake your hand.
Good. Is that from the? You just need one?
Probably gonna need two.
Okay.
Or for sure two, maybe a third.
So we have these two.
All right, did they say, they said
And
they
then
have three.
you can hang stuff in there.
Oh,
So it doesn't, do you need like
this is a trial.
each individual thing by itself or?
No, I
Okay.
could all go together. Just the big one is gonna be a blanket. I don't know how big it is. So I don't know if it's gonna fit in that, but
Okay.
I'll get to that point.
Okay.
I'll see what they want me to do.
Are any of your partners coming or
Nope,
just you?
just
Need some help then?
if you're not busy. Like it's gonna be a big one. What up? How's it going?
You know, I don't know if you would know what our case number on this when we it was.
Yours? No.
Two factors, now you're case number.
Just a little side note here. because many get this confused. This, what he puts in evidence, is not the bed sheet they found out at Survey. This is the coroner's sheet where Shanann was transported to the morgue with.
Copy, thank you.
How much of that in the bag? Yeah. So this was gonna be the worst one, smell-wise.
So that one's the one that needs to go by itself?
Yeah.
Okay. I think we can just like drape it over this bar.
Yeah, let me see. Hopefully this can put it long. Didn't know there was this much dirt on it.
Want a separate bag for the dirt?
No, just throw it on this one. Doesn't hurt.
Do you need help?
Let's see. Yeah, just hold the bag, make sure it gets on there. Okay. All right, that should be good enough. There we go. Yeah, let me go ahead and ask just how they want it. I think they were under the impression it was, they were a little bit different. They're like extended, so we can extend this out. So let me make sure if he wants his drape over, because he said not to have it touched so it doesn't mold up.
Oh, on it, that one.
Yeah. Hey Dave, so on the dry ones, so it's not long enough or it's not big enough for us to extend it the whole way. We can drape it over, but some of it, like towards the bottom, might be touching. I don't know if that's going to affect it at all. Okay, try to extend it out.
Just try to get it to where it's dry. If you can find something to stick under it to raise it up off the floor, that'd be fine.
Okay, yeah, it might hit the floor, yeah, and then it might, long-wise, it doesn't look like it's going to fit all the way, so the ends might be folded up too. I mean, I'll try to prevent as much as possible, but that's going to be, because of the sheets too, it's going to be long. Okay. All right. Yeah, there was just, yeah, it was more of the impression that way it doesn't get mold up if it crumples in that little thing. All right. Yeah. Okay. And then with the dirt, did you want me to just put that in the same bag or put that in a different bag? Yeah. 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 Once we hang it on the, yeah, but there's like a big lump of dirt though. There's a huge one. I just wasn't sure if you wanted to keep all of it, some of it. Okay. You want that in plastic or in paper also? I'll do paper. Okay. Mm. Okay. So you want to put that in it, okay. Because it's quite a bit though. That's what I'm saying. Like if I throw it on the floor, it's quite a bit of dirt left on it. Yeah. Are you saying the one that all the dirt that I collected off of it? If I just throw that on the floor of the room? Yeah, I put it in the same bag that was in the sheet. I was just saying if you wanted to keep it, if you wanted to put it in a different bag, or okay, okay. All right, and then I'll throw it in there as well. All right. Yeah. Fair enough. Okay. All right. Sounds good. Thanks. Bye. Yeah. I get specific orders.
You did get specific orders?
No, I have to get exact orders on one. Can't think by myself. All right. So he said just drape it over as much as we can. Which way is the? Okay.
I think that's what will happen. I'll let you do the draping.
You guys have hangers in that one too? Okay.
He's getting instructions because he's only an officer, right? So Baumhofer is leading the investigation at this point. He's the detective. So of course, an officer has to ask, what do you want me to do, or give me the orders, because he cannot take anything in his own hands. So him calling Baumhofer asking for orders on what to do is normal.
Good as that one's gonna get.
And that one, does he want the dirt?
Yeah. Do you have a plastic bag? Or we can make one?
I can make you a heat seal bag
Yeah,
or
that'd be fine.
one of these.
Also, another remark, Baumhofer said on the phone, all the dirt that's falling off, put it in a plastic bag. So Baumhofer knows, you don't put wet stuff into a plastic bag, only the dry soil.
Oh, it's just this one, just bigger.
How big?
Oh, just over here.
It should, Anna, yeah. It should, Anna, because what they're doing actually now is they put all the dirt in the plastic bag, right? But this is not actually what Baumhofer said. Or ordered him to do.
Hopefully it's sealed. Oh, it's like it overlapped.
Yeah, I mean, I get, they just want the dirt to dry as well, and then throw it in there.
You want the dirt in there to dry?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, okay. So what do we do?
Throwing this in there.
Okay, so
And-
when we use these, they want everything in paper bags. So if you're putting the dirt in there, you're gonna need to leave it in there.
Okay.
You wanna know?
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you okay with us taking some here, paper bag?
Do you want
Just throw it in
like, are you wanting switching bags or?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Just use this for the sheets and then leave that for the dirt.
That's the 17th Green-Eyed Bandit.
Do you wanna label this bag?
Yeah, a little here. Just picture this.
And then, is that bag gonna go
Mhm.
in there with it?
Just have the number in it. So sheet number 7. Have a marker handy?
This one.
That'll do, just a marker. Sure.
Oh, here it is.
Did it work?
Yeah, but we'll go with black. Black's always better. Right.
this one good? It doesn't have to get locked, just
I'm
to
gonna say, let me.
close it for now.
Actually, yeah, I think that one should be it. Yeah, I just have to label that somehow, like with a hanger or something, just so it's specific, whoever grabs it, that item goes with that bag. Which, I'm gonna need some of your stuff.
Do this tab. Yeah, this pink tab we can hang in, so if you want to label it with whatever's in it. This can all go in the trash, right?
Yeah.
No, Debbie.
Just hang it. Let's see what else is on here. It's a shirt. Underwear.
You can probably, what if you fished out, might also work for.
Yeah. You've done this more than I have. I can.
Yeah.
And then, can I still 3 more of those tags?
right, that was it with that one. And they don't show, obviously, her underwear, except the bra. So we're gonna keep going for a little bit. All right, so we saw all this, what he just did, Officer Paris. Then here's Baumhofer, Supplemental Report 22. And he is going through, what is he going through? Victim witness complained. Okay, that's just a report on their height, hair, eyes, and so on. The supplemental report was generated for the purpose of booking in evidence collected from the Survey 319 oil tank site crime scene, nothing further. So this is what they took. Item 1, black plastic bag, marker 1. Black plastic bag, marker 2. This is where the items were collected. I think that's in the next. We see a picture of where they collected these items. The gray and white sheet, a rake head, a rake handle, and suspected hair from East Tank. That was Bella's tank, where they say it's blonde hair. Signed Detective Baumhofer at 39 minutes after midnight on August the 16th. Number 7, a partial rake handle. On August the 14th, is that a different one? That's Albert, Officer Albert Ian. On August the 14th, 2018, at approximately 9 p.m., I was instructed by Detective Baumhofer to take a cell phone belonging to Christopher Watts and respond to the Dacono Police Department. The purpose was for Dacono officers to conduct a search of the data from that phone. I arrived on scene at their office and met with Officer Boyer of Dacono Police Department. Officer Boyer received the phone and downloaded the data. Shortly later, she made a copy of the data on a USB drive and provided that to me. I then returned to the Frederick Police Department and provided the USB on the phone back to Detective Baumhofer. So Baumhofer had all this stuff on the 14th by 9 p.m. On August the 18th at approximately 11 a.m., I contacted Christopher Rusk via phone. I received a tip that Rusk had personally known both Shanann and Christopher Watts and may have information regarding the case. I spoke with Rusk, who identified himself as the service manager for the Longmont Ford dealership located at 235 Alpine Street, Longmont. Rusk informed me that C. Watts had previously worked at the dealership and Rusk was friends with him. After Rusk had heard that Shanann and the children went missing, he reached out to Christopher Watts via phone. Rusk stated that the only thing Chris Watts said to him was that I shouldn't have talked to the media. Oh yeah, you shouldn't. On August the 18th, 2018, at approximately 3:30 p.m., I was advised that Detective Baumhofer to respond to the McKee Medical Center in Loveland to retrieve an item of evidence regarding this case. I later arrived on scene and was handed a silver canister with the word Celeste written on it. I then returned to the Frederick Police Department and handed it to Detective Baumhofer. That silver canister, that stainless steel canister, contained the the skin of Celeste. On August the 15th, 2018 at 4 p.m., Officer Dahl was asked to pass out flyers on the missing people. While passing out the flyers, Officer Dahl contacted 4 people that said they knew Shanann. Officer Dahl took the contact information from the 4 people and gave it to Officer Manley. So the reason why this is also all over the place and not, we don't see it from start to finish is because they go according to supplemental reports. So here is supplemental report 26, next would be 27, and so on. So they don't go in order as this case happens. They go in order of the reports, sadly. Bakes, my friend Bakes. On Wednesday, August the 15th, why I say friends, Bakes and James, in my opinion, were the only 2 sergeant and officer who did not leave a stone unturned in the house. They looked into everything. They opened up everything, every cupboard, and I just think that's really great. On Wednesday, August the 15th, I arrived at work at approximately 4 p.m. There were several different agency personnel at the police department at the time. I was briefed by Commander Egan of the situation and was assigned as the patrol sergeant and also to coordinate patrol personnel where and when they were needed. At approximately 6:30 p.m., I was asked by Commander Egan to drive Chris Watts' Lexus vehicle to the back of the police department from the front of 5th Street and coordinate with Watts' father to retrieve his bag from the vehicle and then get him a ride to a hotel. Commander Egan also advised me that I would need to seize the vehicle and have it towed by Brett's towing. At approximately 8:30 p.m., I had Officer James transport Watts' father to a hotel in Del Camino after he retrieved his gym bag from the back storage area of Watts' Lexus. I then had Officer Goodman secure the vehicle with evidence tape and have it towed to Brett's towing, where it was placed in a secure storage building. I was advised by Commander Egan that I would need to coordinate with Detective Baumhofer, who was in the process of obtaining a search warrant for the Watts residence. Commander Egan advised that I would supervise the scene while the search warrant was executed at the residence. Once the search warrant was signed by a judge and ready to execute, I responded to the residence at approximately 10:12 p.m. and assisted the field evidence technician Steve Wally at the residence. I assisted Officer Wally with collecting all the bedding, including pillows, in both of the upstairs kids' room and the master bedroom. I also contained the family dog in a kennel which was running loose inside the house. Poor Dieter. And poor Ronnie. Yeah. I turned over custody of the dog to a family friend, Amanda Thayer, who arrived on scene to pick up the dog. At the request of Officer Valley, I video recorded the screen on the baby monitor while Officer Valley strangled a doll on each of the kids' beds in their rooms. The baby monitor was located on the nightstand in the master bedroom. The baby monitor cameras were fixed on a wall in each of the kids' bedrooms that focused on the beds. So they did basically a reenactment of, because at that time they still were under the impression, that Shanann killed the kids, as what's said in his first quote unquote confession. So they tried a reenactment. I also looked through a backpack which was located on the living room floor, which was determined to be Chris Watts' work bag. Inside the bag, I located a laptop computer which was seized as evidence. During the search of the residence, Brett's towing arrived on scene to tow Chris Wadsworth's truck from the scene. I assigned Officer Manley with this task, and the vehicle was towed to Brett's towing, where it was placed in a secure building. Once the search of the residence was completed, myself and Officer Valley, do I spell that name correctly? Secured the residence and left the scene. We transported the evidence we collected to the Frederick Police Department, where it was secured in a locked room until Officer Valley could finish processing it. On Friday, August the 17th, I was requested by Deputy District Attorney Patrick Roche to send him the video I took on my work phone of the baby monitor screen. I was able to successfully send him the video. Aha! District Attorney? That's Meredith Simmons, the lady who had the surveillance until she was relieved. On August the 14th at approximately 9:45 a.m., CSO Simmons was asked to drive an unmarked police car to the area of 2825 Saratoga Trail, Frederick, Colorado, and observe the above residence for suspicious activity. What suspicious activity? At 9:45 on August the 14th, like camera crews were out there, NA was out there, Chris was out there, in the middle of the morning. And what suspicious activity? Maybe, surveilling him, what he does, but activity, I don't know. I arrived on scene at approximately 10 a.m. and parked a few houses away in the 6300 block of Steeple Rock Drive. I kept notes of license plates passing in the area in the event they would be relevant on a notepad. The piece of paper has been entered into the case file. My notes are as follows. 10 a.m. White van leaving residence texted to Detective Baumhofer. 10:21 a.m. A male and a female got into residence. 10:45. Husband moved truck to east out of sight. White four-door car, brunette with little girl, news interview. That was the interview we saw on TV when NA stood outside somewhere with that news reporter with her little daughter in her arms. At approximately 12:20 p.m., CSO Scarlett relieved me from my duties, and after a short bathroom break, I joined Sergeant Albert in canvassing the neighborhood, handing out flyers along Steeple Rock Drive and Ruby Hill Drive. I documented which houses did not have an answer, and a flyer was only posted on the door. I later provided this list to Officer Manley. On August the 15th at approximately 4 p.m., I was asked by Officer Manley to assist with updated flyer handouts at Aggregate Boulevard and Windham Hill Parkway, Frederick, Colorado. I was stationed to the west of the above intersection and handed out flyers to all incoming traffic, asking for updates and asking residents to check their security cameras for footage. At approximately 6 p.m., I was told by Officer Fairbanks, who had also been handing out flyers at the same location and who had just received a phone call, that we were to pack up and leave the area, which we did immediately. Nothing further at this time. And those are her handwritten notes. She is writing down who has a Ring doorbell camera, who has no visible cameras, and so on and so on, so that they can later on ask the people or the residents of these houses for their stuff. Then here she notes what she is surveilling or observing while on surveillance. Bakes, Officer Bakes. On August the 20th At approximately 5 p.m., I was asked by Detective Baumhofer if I saw a shovel in the back of Chris Watt's work truck. I advised him that I did and that I would complete a supplemental report with the information. On Monday evening, myself, Officer James, and Officer Coonrod were at the Watts residence speaking with Chris Watts about where his family may be. Officer James was speaking with Chris on the front driveway of the residence when I walked over to Chris' work truck, which was parked directly in front of the driveway to his residence facing east. This is where we all saw the pictures of them from the back of the truck and inside the truck. I began looking into the bed of the truck over the tailgate and observed several silver toolboxes, some sort of pump with a large hose, and a few other miscellaneous tools. I walked to the passenger side of the truck while still looking into the bed of the truck and observed a shovel. The shovel was a spade shovel with a red handle and had a black rubber grip on the end of the handle. I noticed there was fresh dirt on the spade of the shovel. I noticed the shovel was facing down with the bowl of the spade facing towards the tailgate into the bed of the driver's side and angled upwards to the passenger side, with the end of the handle being close to level with the top of the bed of the truck. So basically, the head of the shovel was facing the driver's side and the handle the passenger side. When the vehicle was towed from the residence on Wednesday night, I was inside the residence and not present outside while it was being towed. I had heard from someone that I cannot recall who that was, that the shovel may no longer have been in the bed of the truck. While executing the search warrant at the residence, I looked in the garage, basement, and outside of the residence in an attempt to locate any shovels, but did not locate any. So, that shovel later appears in the evidence log, right? So, he had heard from someone that this shovel was no longer in the bed of the truck. That's interesting. How did it reappear again? So, this is Coonrod. On August the 20th, this officer responded to the Longmont Police Department to retrieve evidence that was drying. Upon arrival, I spoke with evidence technician Canvins. Canvins stated she, technician Nachtrieb, and Sergeant Cage are the only people that have access to the locked, dry safe forensic evidence drying cabinet. I was advised no one had been in the cabinet since the items were placed inside. The cabinet was locked upon my arrival. I gathered evidence number 60, underwear. See, and this is what I told you guys before. They label evidence differently. You know, each law enforcement agency does label their stuff differently. As we saw in the start, so the underwear, for example, had tag number 7. Now it's 62, right? 61 shirt, 62 bra, 66 sheet. The items were placed back into the original bags and sealed with evidence tape. I also collected number 79, the bottom cabinet floor liner, which was under the sheet in the evidence drying cabinet. Number 80, the dirt that had fell off the sheet, and 81, the bottom floor liner, which was under the clothing item that were dried. The forensic evidence drying cabinet was divided into 2 sections. The sheet was in the door to the left, and the other clothing items were in the door to the right. The items were placed in plastic evidence bags and stapled shut to allow them to breathe. I placed evidence tape too over seals. I signed a property. That's not of use, is it? You staple it shut, so you use staplers to allow the items to breathe. and then you tape over the staples? That makes absolutely no friggin' sense. Oh my goodness. I signed a property and evidence report sheet that Longmont police had completed. A copy was provided and placed in this file. The evidence was later booked into locker number 12. Uh-huh. Goodman. What else comes there? Okay. I think we should do like maybe 3-4 more pages, and then this is, yeah, we're gonna go to 83, and then I'm gonna call it a night. What is this? Goodman. This supplemental report is to account for handwritten notes I had taken during my telephone contacts with Christopher Watts and Sandra Rusek. During my phone contact with Christopher, I noticed the phone he had called from had been from a different number. This is when he actually played phone tag, right? When he tried to somehow, in my opinion, add NK to the phone call and then called Officer Goodman back on a different phone number. Do you guys remember that, right? During my phone contact, blah, 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 he called me from a different phone number we had for him, so I wrote that number down on a post-it note to document the number in my report. I also took some notes on Bella and Celeste's height, weight, scars or marks, as well as the scar he described on Shannon's forehead, to be able to advise well-counted dispatch records of the information for the missing persons report. As soon as I transferred my notes to dispatch and my report, I shredded them. I had taken some notes from Sandra as well, and again, as soon as they were transferred to my report, I shredded them too. What a shame! Since the conclusion of the investigation, Commander Egan had advised all notes need to be preserved for the case, and for good reason, in my opinion. I had already destroyed all my notes, and I am documenting here the reason for my notes not being available. End of report. What a shame. On August the 6th, well, maybe they did not get told, keep it from the start. So, nah. On August the 16th, Officer Dahl was informed that all written notes needed to be kept for the case. On August the 14th, at 11:18 a.m., Officer Dahl took notes on the name, date of birth, date of birth, and phone number for Nathan. When Officer Dahl completed his supplemental report on the 14th, he destroyed the note. The time that the note was taken is recorded on video. At least. So this is Valley. At approximately 10 a.m. on August the 21st, I reported to 245 Oak Street, Frederick, to execute 2 vehicle search warrants. The processing of the vehicles was completed by CBI agent David Yoakum. This is also the guy who had the pictures taken outside on Survey and in the Watts residence. He's the crime scene analyst, and Kaylee Henson, forensic scientist. Prior to the beginning of processing, I verified the vehicle license plates and VINs, matching them to respective copies of the search warrants. In attendance from our agency was Detective Baumhofer, CSO Lindsay Simmons, and myself. All evidence items were transferred directly from above-mentioned CBI agents to myself and immediately logged into property. All evidence items were directly transferred from CBI agents to myself and assigned an item number, which was written on each evidence bag. Al Simmons was in the course of being trained as a field evidence technician and assisted by writing on some evidence item bags while I assigned numbers prior to transport. Besides observing, my primary task was transferring evidence from CBI possession to our agency and into our evidence room. I signed a transfer of evidence form to that effect. At the time of process, the evidence items collected from the 2 vehicles were assigned as items number 82 through 97. The suspect's work truck was processed first, then the Lexus. I placed copies of the vehicle search warrants along with the inventory list on the front seats of each vehicle. I received final photographs be taken to include said mentioned documents. See Agent Hansen's report. Start of processing began at 10:20 a.m. and ended at 1:39 p.m. Upon completing the searches, I released the vehicles with evidence tape to all locations that the previous tape was located prior to searches and wrote my initials and the date on each one. I immediately transported all evidence items to the Frederick Police Department and entered all items into evidence room for storage. End of report. So he's not giving anything of what he found. Vivint video, Dave at house, whatever that means. Probably a neighbor. Tuesday, vehicle search, shovel, crescent wrench, sand, dirt, work boots, stuffed animals, blankets, and black trash bags. Okay, but he doesn't say which vehicle those items were found in. Nikki May, Primrose Daycare, McCoy, Sunday, 5:07, text to Crystal to Chris to Cody Roberts, Monday trip to 319 site. That's still his reports. So why they don't show up in his in this report? You know, all his handwritten notes is weird. Maybe he does at a later date. Saturday late afternoon, Sunday 1. Is that a 4 or is that a 1? Looks like a 1. Saturday late afternoon, Sunday 1. What's 1? Would be nice if he had written down. So Chris Watts and some other name, Albert. All right. Saratoga Trail, Nicole or Nicola. I don't know what that means. Send. And then a phone number. Wallet. Security, neighbors, videos, work laptop, lazy dog. Go back. His wallet. Book, hold me tight. Verizon and Xfinity. So they knew early on, right? And that was, what date was that? The 14th? That's still this officer, the same one, Valley Steve. On August the 15th, 2018, after a lengthy consensual search earlier in the day, I arrived again at 2825 Saratoga Trail to conduct a search warrant based on new information that had arisen in the investigation. At 10:12 p.m., I, along with Officer Manley and Sergeant Bakes, began the execution of the search warrant. This is the little video snippet you see, where they put everything in plastic trash bags. Officer Kate Lines, oh my God, kept a crime scene log outside the residence. Oh man, don't even get me started on Officer Lines. I took a photograph of Sergeant Bakes holding the signed search warrant outside in front of the residence prior to entry. We entered the front door using the key code I was provided earlier in the day. At 11:12 p.m., Weld County ADA Wren and ADA Roshi arrived on scene to observe. Various evidentiary items were collected, including bedding and related items. A video baby monitor with 2 accompanying cameras were collected. While on scene, Sergeant Bakes took video handheld using his Axon body camera of a reenactment scenario requested earlier by the investigatory team that I participated in. The perspective of the video taken was a close-up of the baby monitor video screen located in the master bedroom. Clothes were located, a laptop was collected, photographs were taken, all items immediately transported back to the police department and entered into evidence. On August the 16th at 11 past midnight, the front door of the residence was locked. At that time, I released the scene and Weld County Dispatch was informed. So, they took how long to process the scene? 1 minute short of 2 hours. 1 minute short of 2 hours. No, 1 hour. 1 hour even. They started at 11:12 and finished, locked the door, and released the crime scene 59 minutes after. 59 minutes after. And when was Shanann taken out or found? Shortly after midnight, like 4 minutes before they released the scene, right? Or 3 minutes. Then here you see endangered person, search warrants, documents obtained so far in the investigation provide an estimated beginning of an intimate relationship evidenced by writings between written communications, Christopher Watts and Nicole Kessinger on or about June 8th, 2018. As a result, your applicant is seeking a production of records with a reasonable time span of approximately 2 weeks prior to said date on May 25th, 2018 until the verified date of recovery of both on August the 15th, of bodies on August the 15th. So they wanted all the emails and everything from May the 25th up until August the 15th. That's interesting. Why May 25th? She said that they started dating in June or July or something. Or July 4th or something. Really weird. So they wanted everything from May the 25th. Once phone data comes in, check August the 13th, pause a couple blocks away for 4 minutes, 14:01 hours, so 2:01 p.m., 6507 Black Mesa Road prior to meeting Kuhn Road. So this was once phone data comes in, check August the 13th. So what they basically did, they checked, what he's saying is once the phone data comes in, check August the 13th, because he was parked at Black Mesa Road at 2:01 for 4 minutes. So they wanted to know who did he call or what did he do with his phone within those 4 minutes. And this is the thing, that was never released, right? So we actually do not know who did he call, who did he text, what went on in those 4 minutes. That's interesting. Someone should request that. See how far you get. Okay, this is Albert. And this is then all her. Okay, this is when somebody of the name Heidi Ferris calls in. And I think this will be a little bit of a discussion for next time, because this is interesting. And I think somebody even commented I should look at this. But yeah, this might be for another time or date. Okay, we went through over 40 pages today with the body cam as well. And I would say, I didn't want to make this too long. So I would say we're going to stop this here and continue at another date with the discovery. And then I'll be, only reading the discovery, so we can have a little bit of discussion, and also showing body cam or pictures in between, so it's a little bit more interesting. All right, yeah, that's it for today, my peeps and babes. Thank you everybody for being here. Do you want to, for people who hasn't seen it, do you want to see that video again of Weld County? I'm going to show it again. Yeah, so fitting, isn't it? So fitting to the part of the discovery we just read through. All right, you peeps, we're gonna see each other next week, Saturday, with a Rourke special. And after that, I will be traveling. So I'm gonna be taking a Watts break, but not really a Watts break. We're gonna see each other definitely on my trip to England. I'm not allowed to film the wedding, I asked. Sorry about that. She doesn't want to be appearing on YouTube. But yeah, definitely, what I promised you guys, I'm gonna be going around exploring haunted places, and also show you some scenes of crimes in the UK. All right, with that being said, what else did I want to say? Nothing else. Stay safe. Stay out of drama. Love you. Good night.